Greetings and salutations. So let me tell you a little story about my adventure this weekend. What was it, Friday? Last Friday. Went into town to pick apart, just in the off chance that I could find some parts that I needed for the dually and the blue Jeep. And this rig I was looking for that little, I don't know what you want to call it, chin spoiler. It connects the two fender flares. You know, I've got the mounting brackets, but I didn't have the little spoiler thing. And a dually needs emergency brake cables. Well, I could have bought the entire emergency brake cable system from the foot pedal up at the cab of the truck all the way to the drums from LMC truck. But I thought I had the cable that runs from the foot pedal inside the cab. I thought I had that in the trailer. And so I bought the other stuff I needed. And that's what's in that box right there. And I went to go, and then the box came in, and I went to go install it, and looked for the cable that I thought I had, and I didn't have it. I was at Pick Apart a couple weeks ago, and they didn't have it either one of the two Pick Aparts in Vegas. There's 2 yards. There's one in Henderson, one in North Las Vegas, and they didn't have any square body pickup trucks. They had a couple of Suburbans, but they didn't have any pickup trucks, and they didn't have a single XJ at the Lamb yard, and they had, I think, one at the Henderson yard. Wrong year. I think it was a 99 or 2000. So it was a bust. Fast forward a couple of weeks, and I went, I was talking to my friend Martin, who lives in Henderson. He goes to Pick Apart all the time. He said, yeah, there's a 99 there right now, but it's picked pretty clean. So I thought, well, I'm going to go into the Lamb yard first. So I went in the Lamb yard, and as I'm going into the yard, and Martin was going to meet me there. I got there first. I walked back to the back of the lot where there was a truck that it was a cab chassis. It was a square body dually cab chassis that had a utility box on it. It didn't have a bed on it. I thought, oh, if that's still there, maybe I'll get lucky. I'm walking in there, and lo and behold, I see a freshly placed 1986 one-ton dually crew cab pickup truck. And it was like the sky opened up and the angels started to sing. It was a beautiful sight. And I walked up on it, and the only thing that was missing off this truck was the instrument cluster and the carburetor. It was totally unmolested. There's a little wiring harness that the fuel tank selector switch plugs into. It's a standalone harness, plugs. Anyway, I got that. The part, and that's not available anywhere else. The aftermarket doesn't make those. And I got that cable that I needed. Awesome. And then I got this piece that I needed. So I got the parts I needed, and I'm going to open up this box right now, and I'm going to start installing my cables. I don't even remember if this had working emergency brake cable when I bought it. I don't want to say it did, but after a year ownership, I did a frame off on this, and I broke something, and I never hooked up the emergency brake cable, so it hasn't been hooked up in 20 years. But you can see it's not exactly a simple process. You have to pull the axle out of the axle out of the hub and pull the drum off, which is a laborious process. Then you gotta install the brake cable and hook it up and whatnot. I'm gonna open this box and get the parts out and start hooking them up. And when I get to this side, I'll show you how to remove the brake drum on a full float axle. Okay. All right, so like I mentioned, in order to do this job, to replace the parking brake cables, you need to take the wheels and the drum off. In order to take the drum off, you need to take the axle out. So the first thing I did is I jacked up the truck so the wheels are up off the ground. I'll take the lug nuts off and I'll remove the tires, and then I'll pull the axle out of the axle housing off the hub, and then I'll pull the drum off. So this truck takes 1-inch lug nuts. There's 8 of them. Next, you remove these bolts, the 3/4 inch head. Okay, and now you pull the axle out. Okay, once your axle's out, then you need to remove a little spring clip here, and just get a small screwdriver, get underneath the edge of it here where and that pulls right out. That's what it looks like. It's got a little hook on the end that interfaces with this notch. And then you gotta pull this little square pin out of the keyway. That's what keeps that nut from backing out. That little spring clip just keeps that little square peg from falling out. Now you need to get one of these. It's a special spanner wrench that fits on the hub nut here. This should just be hand tight. There's the nut. You can see these little ears cut into the edge of the nut. Interfaces with the pins on this, like so. I'll see if I can find this on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description if you need one. I'd appreciate if you went through that link. Alright, now you just need to grab all of this and give it a little tug. Looks like my brakes are dragging a little bit. It's okay, they'll come out. Before it falls off the axle and boogers up your threads, support it. The rest of the way out. So that's how you take the drum off a full float rear axle. So the reinstall is just the opposite of this process. When you put the drum back on and you draw the hub nut down, tighten it to about, I don't know, 45, 50 foot-pounds, and then back it off. That preloads the bearing. Then back it off and tighten it down hand tight. Or until hand tight, or just a little bit more, maybe just a little bit less, until one of these squares line up so you can get your key back in the keyway. And don't forget to install that little spring clip so the whole shebang doesn't come off. And because this nut right here is the only thing that holds your wheel assembly on, and if that comes out, then the wheels and the whole axle will come out, Don't ask me how I know. Okay, now I gotta put the brake cable on. So here's the two brake cables, one going to each wheel. The one on the driver's side goes through this grommet protected big hole, and the one on the passenger side goes out the back around the top of the differential and clips into the smaller hole, this equalizer, I guess. Cable goes through like that and gets clipped into the driver's side brake cable, and then this one there's a nut that I got in the bag over there, goes on here, and this gets hooked to the cable that goes to the front. Now I bought a brand new one, but I also bought the used one, and I'm going to compare the two and make sure they're good, and if they're the same, then I'm going to put the new one on, and I'll just, I don't know, probably list the other one up on eBay or something. Okay, and then there's a coupler that goes on this end here. Just that in a minute. Oh, I need to go get the nut, maybe a washer. Go over the shit. Alright, next cable. Alright, I found that the easiest way to get this cable onto the brake pedal assembly is to remove it. You got a bolt that goes through in there. You see it? Where did it go? Right there, right there. And then these go through the firewall and get bolted in from the engine compartment. And then there's one, hold this here, and the brake release cable is pressed into this, and you'd be amazed how well that little plastic thing holds onto that e-brake cable. That's a real pain in the ass to get out. You just gotta muscle through it, I guess. Okay, you know the old saying, you don't have to pay much, just have to pay attention. I need to do that a little bit more, because I thought I didn't have the original front brake cable. Turns out I don't have one. I have two. This is the one I bought this weekend, and this is the one that's been in the trailer forever, and they're, looks like they're good. This one, you know, needs a little lube, but it's not bad. This one's good. Ooh, this one's really good. So, oh look, and they also both have the couplers on them. Oh well, it's only money, right? Factory cables have this metal cladding on the outside of the cable, the protective cladding, and then before the ends are installed, they put a grommet that goes down through the floor, and the new cable doesn't have that grommet. So I took one of these grommets and I split it, and I'll install that, you know, put it around the cable, and then it's better than nothing. Okay, I'm a goof. that's awesome. That's great. A couple of feet short. I'm gonna have to have a brake cable made, an intermediate cable. Alright. It is what it is, I guess. Alright, so that's not gonna get done today. That f***ing blows. Okay, it's a few days later and I'm in there editing this video and I just realized that I never closed it out. So I went online. You believe how hard it is to find cable ferrules online, and I found this assortment 25. I got these for like $7. One problem is I don't have a crimp tool, and I didn't feel like making one, and I tried using a hammer and it just didn't work. Actually, these are aluminum, but it's pretty brittle aluminum. Anyway, and what I ended up using, one of those extra cables, and I got two lengths, so if I messed one up I could use the other one, and I messed one up so I used the other one, and instead of using ferrules and trying to smash them onto the cable, I just ended up going down to Home Depot and getting cable clamps, and I put that little length of cable in between there and cable clamped it together. I got all those cables through LMC. I thought I'd selected the cables for a crew cab. I think maybe I had inadvertently bought cables for a Suburban, which is like a short box crew cab. It would be the same length of a short bed crew cab if Chevy made a short bed crew cab in the square bodies, which they didn't. So that works. Sometimes you just gotta improvise. But it's so frustrating to sit around waiting for parts and then have parts show up that are incorrect. And anyway, it is what it is. You adapt and you overcome. So if you didn't know how to take the drums off a full float rear end, at least you got something out of it, I hope. And I'll check the description for that spanner wrench thing for that hub nut. By the way, if you want to support this channel financially, probably the best thing you can do is smash the like button. If you shop on Amazon, check the links in the description for Amazon affiliate links. If you want to throw me a couple of bucks, there's a link to PayPal. If you want to support this channel financially on a monthly basis, there's Patreon. Check those links out, see if that's something you're interested in doing. If you are, thank you in advance. If you can't afford to do that, that's okay. Just means we're probably related. At this time, I'd like to invite you to subscribe, and if you do, please click the bell icon. That way YouTube will let you know next time I upload a video. And again, if you like this video, smash that like button and share this video with your vast social media network. Thank you in advance. And until next time, you have fun, stay safe, shoot straight, keep your powder dry, and have a splendid day. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.